and the attractiveness of the country when it comes to foreign direct investment. Everything is really urgent. It's nothing that is not urgent when it comes to getting the country back.
Well, last question on this, like political tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically speaking,
Mm-hmm.
if there are two choices, because like I mean, for Gaokai voters,
Mm-hmm.
if you win like 350 seats,
Mm-hmm.
that's ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to be honest, it just seems impossible
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you have two choices, your character is
Mm-hmm.
comparing to like
Mm-hmm.
being yourself,
Mm-hmm.
stick to your principle,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be on the opposition side.
Mm-hmm.
How would you?
To answer to that question, the structure of your question was asking whether I would sacrifice the ideology in return of governing and really getting things done during that governance. But that part of the question is like this. Clear cut. I'm 42. I can wait. I have a lot of time. But people might not be able to wait. A lot of people that are waiting for equality, people who are waiting for liberty. There's people who are out there, the younger generation is asking for judicial independence, bail application and withdrawal, rule of law, detention before trial. How are these things happening in this country? They're not eating for 7 or 8 days. It's a matter of urgency in that sense. But for me, for us to come and run for office and become a politician, in order to just to get into power and to really make some sacrifices, but to be part of that coalition is just impossible for you to do. The second answer to that part of question is that you assume that time is a snapshot and not a flow. If you think of it as a snapshot and you see, there's no way out, realistically, it can't be done. It has to do this. But if you look at the time as a flow and not a snapshot, not static, I want to be writing physics. Yeah, it's a flow. Once it's a flow, then things can change for the better or the worse. The time for us to have the process of domination of ideas. It might not happen in this election, but in the next election domination of ideas, people will start to understand a little bit more. And it doesn't mean that more votes for me or more MPs for me, but it could change the thinking or change of approach, change of way of doing things in any other political parties that might be forming coalition with me. So it's like synchronization of the people in the parliament, the synchronization of the society, and also of political differences. It does not need any budget. It does not need any legislative agenda, executive power. And we have a list of this already. What do we do with land justice? So there's 2 types of land that there's already power involved back in 20 years and nobody yet used it. If we use this law to back it up, we push it, put it in parliament. And we're not saying that we don't want to have check and balance with the parliament. Right? We want to do it. It's a quick fix. So in each of the ministers that we have, I separate it out as short-term, medium-term, long-term. What can be done in 100 days? What can be done in a first term? What can be done in a second term? That's part of the job. You're doing your job. You don't push your
The audience hates me when I do this. Why?
It's a healthy debate. It's a healthy debate, and especially in a show like this, it's not even like that because sometimes if I wanted to ask you back, what are you doing with this? How are you helping democracy with what you're doing? And it can be done because it's a conversational kind of show.
Yeah, I think like Thai audience are like getting used to having politician and interviewer
Talk in
asking,
different silos.
yeah, like
Echo
relaxing.
chamber.
Yeah, so when they ask it, they feel like, okay, I'm against you. But what I'm doing now is that gather all the questions in the country and like try to.
Not at all. It's a process of polish. You are polishing the way I think and the way I work, so hopefully the way I I mean, it will be boring if you just keep like sticking to the script and asking me boring questions. But this is fun. Yeah, maybe domestically, whether you agree with it or not, but he is for his country. Then you can speak. But if you come from military coup yourself and you want to talk about human rights, I mean,